You asked him, according to you, I told him to pick up the baby and play nicely.
Correct.
You're an idiot.
Welcome to MsMojo, and today we're counting down our picks for the times when Judge Judy made us clutch our pearls.
Moron! And you still don't even get it. You still don't get it.
Once you give Judge Judy access to your health records, anything goes. This defendant lies about the treatment he received for an incident with the plaintiff, and when she retrieves his documents, she exposes the real reason he went to the doctor.
You went with regard to something else.
That was the first thing that I had addressed. I addressed multiple things while I was there.
No, you addressed the lesions that you said that you had.
He was being treated for a more private medical reason than he probably doesn't want aired out on national television. The fact is, she probably wouldn't have done this if he hadn't lied about his visit in order to beef up his case.
Wasn't it all, sir? You went there because you had a lesion on your groin. That's why you went to the doctor on June 11th. Not because of what was on your face.
Still, it's one of those things you don't expect to hear on this show.
Mr. Van Hanswick's going to understand that when he comes to court, he's supposed to bring all relevant information, not just the information that he wants me to read. Because otherwise, if he gets a judge who actually knows how to read and looks at dates and looks at information, it could be embarrassing.
Number 9, adult novelty items. It's all downhill the moment the judge asks the plaintiff what kind of company she runs.
What is adult novelty?
We go into homes and hold parties for adults with lotions and potions and vibrators.
That kind of adult party?
Yes.
An adult novelty business owner is suing the defendant for a list of personal items that she kept. This list is long and pretty shocking for a daytime court show.
10 catalogs, making love oil, flavors strawberry and champagne.
Apparently the defendant was satisfied enough with these items to keep them without paying for them. What's worse, what was returned was, let's just say, not properly cleaned after use. From the whimsical names for these naughty items to Judge Sheindlin's reactions, this case just spins out of control in record time.
The eager beaver, which appeared to be used, so that may have been used, but we would have appreciated that to have been cleaned up before she returned it to us.
Number 8, rigor mortis stew. This case takes the phrase waste not, wants not to a whole new level. What Carol Dettenheim lacks in financial responsibility, she more than makes up for in her resourcefulness. After hitting a deer with her sister's car, she did the only thing that she could think of. She brought it home and cooked it up.
She hit a deer, damaged the car, and her defense is you should have had better insurance. Is that your defense?
I thought she had full coverage, Your Honor.
What made you think that?
I just didn't think.
You didn't think? Who do you rely on to do your thinking?
If this weren't grim enough, the only offer that she made to make things right with her sister was a bowl of stew with the deer meat.
Oh, it died.
Did you wait for somebody to come and take the carcass away?
No, I put pine straw over it and took the antler and went and got it later.
Went and got what later?
The deer.
What'd you do with it?
Ate it.
Her sister's in-court response that she wasn't going to eat rigor mortis stew has gone on to become a classic Judge Judy moment.
Is that true?
Yes, ma'am, and she even offered me some, but I'm not having rigor mortis stew.
It did not have rigor mortis on it.
Number 7, intoxicated lady. While filming in Antigua, defendant Dr. Noel Howell alleges the plaintiff was hired and fired as a makeup artist on the shoot. Howell presents himself well and seems pretty normal.
Melissa had to leave for a number of reasons. The main reason was because Melissa was incapable of doing her work.
That may still be true, but it's also what makes his decision to recreate the plaintiff's alleged erratic, intoxicated behavior in the court all the more hilarious and borderline terrifying. Even his friend and witness can't keep it together. Usually the judge is quick about shutting this kind of behavior down, but even she seemed shocked to dress him down.
Give me an example.
On Saturday the 24th of January, I got on set and I was like, yo, you need to go talk to Melissa.
Or maybe she's just as entertained as we are.
She was like, why? Why?
And I got it.
Number 6, letting the dog decide. It's rare that Judge Judy lets anyone else decide a case in her courtroom, but here she entrusts the verdict to a dog. The plaintiff's poodle was stolen, and she believes the thief sold him to the defendant. The judge instructs the defendant's witness to bring the dog into the courtroom to settle this once and for all.
The question is this his dog? Your vet can't tell you how old the dog is. That can tell you whether the dog is a puppy, whether it has puppy teeth, but whether it's 3 years old or 5 years old, your dog can't tell you that.
Despite the defendant's pleas not to do it, the witness lets the dog go, and he runs right to the plaintiff.
Hey, baby boy.
Madam.
Hey, man.
Madam, listen to me carefully. Put the dog down.
Some things aren't a matter of paperwork. Sometimes the evidence is plain as day. The judge is satisfied, and it's a perfect ending.
Hey,
Pick him
boy,
up.
Baby boy. Come on, man. Come here, boy. Hey, baby boy. Oh.
That's all. Take the dog home.
Number 5, you are a moron. Exes fighting over their children tends to bring out the worst in them. One of Judge Judy's favourite maxims is, you have to love your children more than you hate each other. Defendant Kathleen Kreftmeyer clearly doesn't think this applies to her.
You're a moron. You are a moron.
She basically told her very young daughter that the plaintiff might not be her father.
Why in the world would you tell a 6-year-old child that somebody who she believed was her father, who it turns out is her father, might not be her father?
The judge, who comes from family court, absolutely lays into Kreftmeyer for being so careless and cruel to her ex and her daughter.
You have a paternity test. If you have a question, then you know. You don't tell her first because you feel as if you have to get it off your chest that you were messing around.
He was messing around first, Your Honor.
Who cares? He didn't become pregnant.
The defendant's complete indignation at this is pretty pathetic to watch, and it just drives home how incredibly wrong-headed she is in the first place. Luckily, Judge Sheindlin specializes in setting people straight.
All I know is, madam, you are one of the most marginal people that I've come across in a long time, and you haven't even said 2 words.
Number 4, doused with boiling water. In a particularly ugly case, the judge sifts through evidence over a vicious attack between roommates. Plaintiff Kylie Jones alleges the defendant, her ex-roommate, threw boiling water on her while she slept.
So this indicates that officers responded to the scene, that burns were caused by hot water that Miss Canby had allegedly thrown at Miss Jones.
As horrifying as that is, Jones's insistence that the responding officer was a fake officer makes it clear that there's more here than meets the eye.
This is Hartford Police Department.
Yeah. He's fugazi.
What does that mean?
That means he's fake. Why would she not be arrested for this, Your Honor?
The police and medical reports from that evening paint a picture of substance abuse. As it unfolds, the judge is so disturbed by the case that she is genuinely compassionate towards Jones in a way we don't always see from her.
Uncooperative and substance abuse, flat affect. That's why. What she did was terrible.
Yeah.
What she did was terrible.
Yeah.
They didn't take you seriously.
Yeah.
And that is not an excuse for them. But part of the reason they didn't take you seriously is because you were your own worst enemy.
Yeah. Number 3, Tupperware Lady. Every Judge Judy fan knows about Karina Roy, but they might not know her name. The plaintiff was suing her former landlord over unpaid rent and unreturned items. But the problem all seemed to stem from one issue: Tupperware.
I go over there and I open it up and it's kind of on the ground, so I kneel down and there's my Tupperware and I grab it. And when I'm down, she's leaning her whole body into me, pointing her finger in my face. How dare you? Don't you even dare. Shame on you. That's it. I want you out of here. And she hit my head with her finger.
To hear Roy's version of events, her collection of prized plastic food containers became a weapon in a brutal assault. To anyone else who hears this story, she just sounds overdramatic.
And said, hey, and looking directly at me. And said, hey, hey, the babies, as she's looking at me. And I had not said anything through this whole entire time.
What did she say?
The babies. The babies.
Hey! Clearly, the judge had a lot more patience in the early days of the program. Roy's histrionics wouldn't even get past the 10-second mark these days.
It was just like somebody just ripped my, I just felt hollow in here. I did not feel stable at all. My driving
You're not stable. Anybody that walks into a bedroom, somebody's sleeping in their bed, to ask for 2 pieces of Tupperware and start an argument with them while they're in bed over 2 pieces of Tupperware isn't too stable.
Number 2, this is my episode. Defendant Danny Gonzalez must think he's on a different show. The judge gets on him about his being 21 years old, and he tells her he has 10 children.
You're 21 years old. You have 10 children? No. You're not telling me the truth.
Yes, I am.
Why do you have 10 children?
I love kids.
He decides it would be smarter to make an inappropriate, barely coherent joke about her daughter being the mother of one of his many kids.
How many?
About 4.
About 4? What do you mean about 4? What does that mean, about 4?
About 4 of them, including your daughter.
What are you talking about?
The judge doesn't even have to expend the energy of raising her voice. That almost makes it even more tense. Her audience's audible shock is enough.
I'm the only one who makes jokes. And I'm not making a joke.
This might be your show, but this is my episode.
No. You don't have, listen to me. You don't have an episode.
She instead explains all the ways in which he and his 10 unfortunate children are barely a blip on her radar.
From whom you purchased bootleg movies in the past and teddy bears for your 10 unfortunate children, came to your house on that day, and that day he was selling BB guns. So you and your 2 genius cousins over here went out in the backyard with the salesman and let the salesman set up a target. I'm speaking!
Before we continue, be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. You have the option to be notified for occasional videos or all of them. If you're on your phone, make sure you go into your settings and switch on notifications.
Number 1, suing a grieving mother. This is one of those cases that starts with a horrific premise and just gets worse. Wendy Moore is suing defendant Nelda Bailey, whose daughter died in a car accident while driving Moore's car. She's suing for damages.
And Miss Moore, you want Miss Bailey, you want her to pay for your son's medical bills?
Yes, ma'am.
And the car, because the car was totaled.
Right.
Miss Bailey has a counterclaim for a daughter's pain and suffering and her loss of life.
The problem here is that Moore allows her unlicensed son to drive her car, and he was the one who gave Bailey's daughter the keys. The circumstances are tragic enough. However, to sue another mother whose daughter died partially due to your own negligent parenting is the height of hubris.
Think carefully what you just said.
That I never gave her permission to drive the car.
No, that's not what you just said. You said I never gave him permission to drive off the property.
I never gave her permission to drive the car, period.
You don't have to. You gave them the method. You gave them a car with the keys in it.
Even after the judge berates her for her callous and unfeeling attitude, Moore is unwilling to offer condolences. Instead of money, she earns the disgust of Judge Judy, the audience, and the millions watching from home.
I would say to her, I can't tell you how terrible I feel that in my home, in my car, with the keys that I leave in the car, your daughter met such an early death. Instead of saying that, you sue her for the damage to your car. You're an idiot. Judgment on the counterclaim for $5,000. Your claim is dismissed.
What's your favorite Judge Judy moment from over the years? Let us know in the comments.
I'm a lawyer.
Where?
San Antonio, Texas. Hope you don't use that against me.
No, I'm going to hold your lawsuit against you because it's stupid.
Do you agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from MsMojo. And be sure to subscribe and ring the bell to be notified about our latest videos.